Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tankers of all ages, Sir Harry here again. And yeah, the 100k subscribers contest, no, not 100k subscribers, 100 subscribers contest is over. And first of our winning entries, we've got Vertragssteur, which is German. Forgive me, my German listeners. I think that means it's like training or something in German. But Vertragssteur is in his AMX 40, the beloved duck. And he's platooned up with a buddy of his, Eli 40, in a Panzer 1C. And you're going to see a few things in this video that, yeah, you really may not have seen before, like a Panzer 1C pushing a duck up the hill on fjords. They spawned in the east spawn. And of course you get a lot of mediums and lights heading up the top of the hill there to cover the A line and cover that little gap up in the north there. But certainly the AMX 40 is not the first pick of tanks you would take up that way. And you can see there again, Eli's pushing them along. They're doing okay for speed, considering that's a pretty steep slope there, pretty steep hill, and they're going to get up there a little sooner than they would otherwise for sure. But the Panzer 1C, of course, is not a very heavy tank, and the duck for its low tier is pretty heavy. So yeah, it certainly a bit of a unique tactic here, I guess, to get this thing up to the top. Now, if they do come across just enemy lights at the top of the hill, I think they're in for a bit of an ugly surprise, because as you know, the AMX 40, for all its flaws, has really incredible armor, especially on the front. And any light tanks that come across up here are going to have a heck of a time trying to penetrate. But look at this, even the Czech tank there, not part of their platoon, but he's helping out as well. We got a little duck train going on there. Yeah, that's pretty cute. In the meantime, you can see most of the friendly team has just gone right down the middle road there, and they're starting to take losses. The scores are 2-2 right now, and oh, there we go. So we've got an A20, a Stuart, and oh, an Electo. Okay, so something just put a high explosive shot into Vertragsssteur's side there. That was the Electo. Looks like he's got the 25-pounder, the big high explosive derp gun. Shoots another shot across his bow and misses him. So the Stuart's proceeding to bounce off his front. Really lucky tracking shot there as Vertragssteur actually manages to take out the Electo. That's great. The duck, the gun on the duck actually is pretty good. It's pretty slow firing, but it does a lot of alpha. And yeah, the three of them up there at the top completely wipe out those three enemy tanks. The A20 got taken out first, of course. And now the friendly team is way up there. Look at that. They've got a huge lead right now. They've got 7 kills to 4. Things look pretty good. And now Eli's going to give him a push down the hill, and they're just going to absolutely raffle stomp the 3 enemy tanks waiting at the bottom. The UE-57 rammed. Yeah, there we go. The Covenanter, big ram into the side of him as he T-bones him. And again, that Covenanter is going to really struggle to penetrate him. And sure enough, Vertragssteur takes him out. So well done. They're going to turn their sights to the south here. And meanwhile, the enemy team is pulling it back a little bit, 10-7 and 10-8 now. And holy cow, that enemy Hetzer is having a heck of a game. He's already got 4 kills in the middle there, and he's absolutely just nerfing everything on the enemy team. He's probably got the big 105 derp gun, and yeah, he's having a great game as well. The T-127 pokes his turret up over the hill. Another drawback to the AMX 40, of course, is that the gun is so slow to aim. And look at that. Oh, nice shot. 81 damage. Takes out the T-127. That's an awesome little light tank. It's a little premium Russian. And for its tier, if you're top tier, you can absolutely have some great games in that. But starts to struggle when it's not top tier. And yeah, he got taken out pretty quick. There's the Hetzer. Holy cow, he's looking this way. We want to be careful. And certainly Eli in that little Panzer 1C wants to steer clear. So he's on pretty low health. I would think Vertragssteur can take him out pretty quick there. They exchange shots. No luck either way there. And Vertragssteur lines up the shot, and oh no, that's a bounce. He's loading the heat rounds now. Can he take out the Hetzer? Well, yeah, if the Hetzer... Oh no, okay, the Hetzer turned his side to him, didn't take him out. Eli's doing a bit of a strafing run there, and finally, it looked like the Hetzer had been tracked, and Vertragssteur manages to kill him there. So he's mounting up the kills there. He's got 5. And here comes Eli bringing up the rear to catch up there. They're pretty much going to go everywhere together in this game. It's almost like those old Looney Tunes cartoons where you had Spike the Bulldog and whatever the little yappy dog's name was that was always following him around. So yeah, it's kind of cute. We've got 2 cute little tanks roaming around here. So now they're going to go down to the enemy, towards the friendly base, try to cut off that Covenanter, because he's been wreaking a bit of havoc there. And you can see now, in fact, the enemy team's pulled ahead 13-12. That Hetzer actually came out of this battle with 8 kills. He's certainly got to be pretty confident they have a good shot at winning this battle now with only 2 of the tanks left on Vertragssteur's team. But we got a Covenanter of Luke's, and a T-80. Not too worried about the T-80 hurting the duck, but certainly the Covenanter, if he can get around the side and he's got the Bofors gun, the pom-pom there, he can do some damage. And, that was a very slow shell. The Covenanter, I think, is shooting high explosive. Yeah, not first choice, certainly firing at the front of an AMX-40, and Eli manages to take him out. So no Top Gun so far anyway for Vertragssteur, but they're going to proceed again with, there's Eli. He's pushing him along there. And they're on a hard surface now, so they should be able to maintain a decent amount of speed. But now they're having second thoughts about pushing right onto the enemy base. That Lux is a really dangerous tank, and if he's got one of the top guns on that tank, he can definitely, if he gets around the side of the AMX-40, he can tear him apart pretty quick. And certainly the Panzer 1C doesn't stand a chance against the Lux, driven by a half-decent driver. So they're going to head back towards their cap. And are they going to maybe camp and assume the enemy team's going to come and try to capture and then ambush them? That would be not a bad play. The Lux seems like a pretty good player. But they do know that Vertragssteur and his friend here are back around their cap, so the Lux might not be too confident about coming back to do that. And look, we're back into the duck train here. Again, Eli in the rear, helping Vertragssteur get a bit of momentum. And it looks like they're going to keep going. They're going to head back up this ginormous hill one more time. And that's going to take a bit of time. So you know what, folks, we're gonna go ahead a little bit. Oh, and Eli just wanted to test out the rear armor of the duck there. So we're gonna pause. We're gonna kind of skip ahead a little bit. So it was fun watching once, but we don't need to watch them labor up the hill a second time. So they're up to the top of the hill. Look at that speedometer going downhill uninterrupted. They've got the duck going over 50 kilometers an hour. The top speed is supposed to be 50. You almost never get it up to 50 by itself. And I think it actually topped out there. I think I saw 58. That is unbelievable. It's probably the fastest I think a duck's ever gone in this game. But that was quite something. So they're heading towards the enemy base now. The last known location of the Lux was just northeast of the enemy cap, and if they can ambush them between the two of them, they should be able to take them out no problem. The T-80 again shouldn't be a threat at all to Vertragssteur. The T-80 could definitely damage Eli and the Panzer 1C, but if they focus their fire, take the biggest threat out, the Lux, then absolutely they should have the game pretty much locked down now. It is 13-13, of course. Lots of time left too, so the other option is they don't find the Lux here is they can certainly jump on cap, try to draw the Lux out, and again, between the two of them, I would think they should have a pretty good shot at taking them out. So Vertragssteur derps a bit into the wreck of the friendly tank there, and there we go. Now they're both in the cap. Now the question is, if the Lux is going to come back and try to reset, where's he going to come from? He was last spotted up there, of course, to the northeast, but they just came that way. They didn't see him, so either the Lux had found a bush somewhere and was incredibly patient as they drove by, or he headed down to the south and headed through the middle towards their cap, or maybe all the way down around south to try to find them. I don't know, but the Lux isn't anywhere to be seen right now, nor is the T-80, so they're just going to be patient. They're going to huddle up here, and you can see that Eli's actually playing really smart. He's wedged himself in. Oh, and there's the Lux. Eli wedged himself in there in the hopes of maybe being safe, but look at that. No, the Lux took a huge bite out of him, emptied an entire clip into him. Eli returns fire, does a bit of damage, and now Vertragssteur is just going to slowly head up the hill. The Lux should have absolutely no problem getting out of this. By the time the AMX-40's up to the top of the hill, the Lux should be long gone, but no, he's hanging around. That's a huge mistake, and look at that shot. Wow, on the move. Gets the Lux trying to pull back behind cover, and that's pretty much it for the game. Vertragssteur actually bounces the shot off the T-80. It does have kind of really sloped armor on the front. It's not really well armored, but if you get the right angle, you might bounce the occasional shot. And now the T-80 tracks Vertragssteur in place, and he's backing up. He's clearly not interested in getting away. He's just going to try to make a last stand here, but you know how that's going to end, right? And look at this. Eli's helping him ram the T-80. He's getting the extra speed up there, and bang, look at that. Extra hit points in the final shot for the kill. Wow, what a game, folks. That was unbelievable. Ace Tanker, hand of God for taking hits from so many tanks, bruiser, duelist, fire for effect, cool-headed, of course, ricocheting all kinds of shots. Look at that, 1,332 base XP in an AMX-40, awesome game, 1,631 damage, 19 shots hit, 15 penetrated of the 22 that were fired, but because of the heat rounds, he lost almost 20,000 credits. So a big shout out to Vertragssteur. What a game in the AMX-40. Really well done. And of course, you couldn't have done it obviously without help from your friend Eli 40. Congratulations. You've won the Tier 3-4 category. The T-15 German premium tank will be in your garage soon. This is Sir Harry. Thanks so much for watching. Cheers.